Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am finished with work for the week. We might be having a 3-day weekend. I think I told you guys about all the rain. Work has been chaotic, put it that way. And the other day, yesterday, we woke up and the rain that was supposed to happen overnight, so we didn't know if maybe school would get cancelled. Depending on how heavy it was, the forecast changed quite a lot and we didn't end up being cancelled. 4 of the governors did, but we didn't. But it started raining right as we were all due to leave for work because we just, we are residential, we walk across the campus. Oh guys, I woke up to this rain, just started, and now the teachers group is going off about whether we've got school or not, because none of us have got umbrellas. We don't know. This will flood quick. So all the drama this morning. And it just started pouring. We were like, oh no, because none of us have got like rain gear. We're not anticipating that when we moved to Oman. So then there was a whole thing in the teacher chat of, do we have school? What's going on? And obviously some kids were already arriving, and we ended up doing like an indoor break because it rained on and off through the morning, but it wasn't like a super strong rain. So, strong for Oman, but not like the torrential downpour we had before that was an emergency. So we stayed at school for that, but we're between 2 bands of rain right now. And what they're expecting is that tomorrow, which is our weekend because Friday, Saturday is the weekend, tomorrow in like the afternoon or the evening, the rain's going to start. It's going to rain a lot on Saturday, so we've just got to be careful. We've unplugged all of our stuff in our rooms, in our classrooms, and kind of put them up because the last time we had heavy rain, our classrooms flooded. Obviously we want to protect the tech, and I've put some towels down. Turns out my bedroom window is not watertight, which I also found out that day. Basically it's like a sliding window, and the part where it connects the slide, the rail thing that holds it in place, when the water hits it at the right angle, it just comes down from there and fills up the rail on the other side and falls down. So I've put some towels down just in case, and I'll obviously have to keep an eye on that. But with the rain and how it's due to go, we think, knock wood, turn around 3 times and spit, that we're not going to have school on Sunday, because if it's raining from tomorrow and then it's going to be quite heavy on Saturday and it's expected to continue into Sunday morning, it's very unlikely that the school's going to be in condition, that the roads are going to be all right, and we'll probably get notice from the ministry that we're closing Sunday. We were all like, we'd be very surprised if we're there, and frankly, if we are called in, a lot of teachers are going to be sulking that day. So while on one hand I'm like, I shouldn't count it as a 3-day weekend, I shouldn't count it in my brain, I'll jinx it, the other part of me is completely committed to this now. Ramadan is also starting, which is related to what we're reacting to today, which is Foodie's Ramadan haul. We don't know right now exactly when Ramadan is going to fall. It depends on obviously the sighting of the moon, but we're hoping for Tuesday, because if it's declared for Tuesday instead of Monday, it means we get an extra day on the end of the holiday because of where Eid falls. We were like, oh, come on. We think it's probably going to be Monday, but it would be nice. So Foodie had a couple of announcements. I reacted to her first one. She was like, back to Canada. And then a day later, maybe not even a day later, she was like, oh yeah, I'm impulsive. And Salah said some really sweet things. So it sounds like they had an argument. The problem is that every now and again, the pure fear that comes with the stark reality of her health does win. And she goes, no, I have to go back. I have to be sensible. And it never lasts, but it does win. And even though it's a terrible idea for her and she doesn't have a plan moving forward, which is what eventually keeps her here, just the idea of having to do the work into fixing all that, it wouldn't be a bad idea for her to go home and do that. Because at some point, Kuwait just isn't going to be able to cut it for her medical needs. She's already saying how expensive they are. Given that she's most likely got her mom's address listed as her home address, I would say if she's going to screw the system anyway and not pay into it and take advantage of it and whatever, I would say just she should have gotten on the waiting list while she was there last time, which she probably didn't because she did a runner back and it was Christmas. But get on the waiting list, have her mom keep an eye on her post, And when she gets told, okay, you're on a doctor's list or you can come and do this, fly home then and start the process. Foodie is not known for her ability to plan ahead, but it would be a possibility. It would also give her time to try and get her finances sorted out so she wasn't in such a bad condition with her credit when it came to her renting an apartment. If it's going to be years on a waiting list for a doctor anyway, why not? But that's just, sensible talk, which is why probably she doesn't entertain it. Much more likely, she had an argument, she was going to run back to Canada. Salah has now talked her out of it for whatever reason, and so she is here making this face for her cameo, which I have done you the favour of cutting out. I've also cut out, she had a prayer to say Ramadan Kareem, like a song, that Salah recited. But the problem is Salah recited it, and it was awful. However, out of respect of the idea and Ramadan itself, I appreciate the sentiment, if not entirely the execution. So Ramadan Kareem to anybody it's relevant to. And it is after this that we join the video.
Alright guys, so I'm going to start this grocery haul. This is a huge stock up for Ramadan. So during Ramadan, I'm going to be making some traditional recipes like warlak inab, stuffed grape leaves, vimto.
She's going to be making vimto, she should.
A lot of different meat and rice dishes, some halabia, rice puddings, stuff like that. Some soups and stews. So yeah, let me show you what kind of groceries I got for this stock up haul. Alright, so let's go. Alright, so this is round one of this haul.
Round one. And bear in mind her last grocery haul. So we were keeping an eye on if she was using up her groceries, because she was trying to. And she made exactly the meals we thought, and it all worked out. But think how much she had in the groceries there. And now she's buying like double portions of a lot of them. All the pasta, because apparently the pasta must be gone. The dry goods are the ones you got to keep an eye on. Like the simple carbs she likes to keep in the cupboard. Like, didn't she just buy kilos and kilos of rice? Why has she got rice in a bag? Maybe it's like it doesn't have dessert on the front, so why could you not use the rice you had? Probably for a particular recipe or whatever, but when you consider the stuff she does have in the house, how much of it is she going through?
It's going to be a lot of stuff, and I'm not looking forward to organizing it and putting it away, but that's a big job I have to do before Ramadan, so yes, we have a couple cases of water here. At the back, those blue cases are water.
I've never understood why she doesn't just get one of those water dispensers. They're very common here, where you get the base and you put it on top. And you can get ones that cool and heat water straight away, and it's easier for you because you don't have to keep buying bottles.
Here we have some long shelf life full fat milk. Really good for making Arabic desserts like mahalabia.
I don't buy the Nadek, I buy another one, but I buy that for my general milk use. I made a cauliflower cheese today actually with the sauce. That's why I bought the full fat, because I usually use almond milk. It is way easier than having the fresh milk. A, fill my fridge, and B, the pressure to use it in time as like a single person, it just always ends up going off. I either don't have enough or it goes off. It's easier to put in the cupboard.
Which is like a milk pudding and rice pudding. Have some eggs. They had a huge sale on the vegetables, so...
Here's the thing, she's about to show us basically double what she usually gets. She usually gets like a kilo of whatever veg, and yet it's a big sale. But again, it comes down to her using it. It is Ramadan, she is planning on doing more cooking, but when you look at the vegetables she's bought doubled up on carrots, doubled up on potatoes, doubled up on aubergines. I think she does mention a recipe with the aubergines, but it's fresh food. They're gonna go off before you use them all. I know it's a little bit like when you stock up for Christmas, because you're gonna have a lot of lavish family events, I suppose. But we've established that they don't have a wide social circle and they don't really entertain.
I got a bunch of kilos of eggplant because I plan on making a lot of marinated eggplant and baba ganoush.
I do like baba ganoush.
Always just have an extra jar of pasta sauce on hand. Have some lemons, a couple kilos of lemon.
She bought a load of lemon last time. What did she use it for? Did she buy it last time? Am I just making that up? I always end up buying, because lemons are reasonably cheap, I always end up buying a few and then they just sort of harden in the fridge because I never use them as much as I think I'm going to.
Because that's important too with salads and making grape leaves.
Oh, grape leaves,
which, by the way, a huge staple drink for Ramadan. Muslims will know, or Arabs will know as well. Vimto.
Yeah, it confuses me. There must be a reason for it, but for me, like, it's changed since I was a kid, because it used to be you could only get the Vimto as like a cordial, as a squash, and we didn't really drink it in my family, but it was a kid's drink. It's like when you get orange squash or blackcurrant squash or Vimto. And when I was in uni, you could go into a bar and they'd usually have a deal on cheeky Vimtos if you wanted them alcoholic. But they are literally everywhere here. That my supermarket has like a huge plinth display of them. Just like, you know, like, oh, Ramadan is coming, all the Vimto. And it does make me wonder what the story is behind it, like how it became such a staple of the time, I suppose.
It's huge. It's a drink syrup. I'll have to put what it's made of. It's like you add water.
It is a syrup though. That can't be good for diabetes. I mean, it won't be the first time we say that, I imagine, today, but...
We have some pomegranate molasses beside the Vimto here, pomegranate molasses.
Right.
The pomegranate molasses, you use them in like South.
I find it amusing that she buys the Foodie's brand grape leaves. The grape leaves that she said she was going to be making. Why is she buying them ready pickled?
Vinaigrettes, and to make the warak inab, which is grape leaves. Speaking of which, I have a jar of grape leaves.
Why?
I'm going to try making my own this year.
So why have you brought them?
Some cocoa powder for overnight oats for healthy breakfast for suhoor, which is the meal before we start fasting. Some chili garlic sauce. Some beef cubes. Okay. Bunch of kilos of carrots.
Again, what are you going to do with 3 kilos of carrots? Is it 3 or 4? There's a lot of them.
Harry.
3 kilos.
My hamster loves a little bit of these. Gotta be careful, they have a lot of sugar.
Okay, Harry, your hamster, is this big. Like, are you going to feed him 3 kilos of carrots, or are they going to rot in the fridge? And you can always tell when a carrot's gone bad because the whole smell. And you always know. You walk into the kitchen and you're just like, oh God, got to check the vegetable rack.
But I love carrots too. So we have some potatoes, a few kilos of potatoes.
All right, I wonder what she's making
yes,
with the
they're
carrots.
dirty, but they can be washed. We have some...
They're potatoes, of course they're dirty. They came out of the ground. Carrots and orange makes me think carrot cake, which is not a Ramadan food.
Oranges. A couple kilos of oranges. Now, each kilo is 75 cents of these vegetables. Very cheap.
Oranges aren't a vegetable, but I do get what you're saying. It is very cheap, but if you're not going to use them all, or if they're going to go bad before you can, if you don't need them, even cheap is still a waste, you know?
We have some Calrose rice, medium grain rice.
Why?
We have
you
some
have
bananas.
kilos of it.
We have some parsley.
Why does she go, I realise it's not the parsley, why does she always go for the most sugary vegetables? She's got oranges, she's got, I mean, potatoes I think of as a starch rather than a vegetable, but technically, she's got bananas.
Cucumber. And tomatoes were on sale also, so I got 2 kilos of those. A whole bunch of macaroni, because Salah loves how I make my macaroni.
Am I going crazy that she bought pasta last time? I know she made that really big meatball pasta, but I thought she had quite a lot of it last time. And it could just be I'm just stocking up on staples, but it seems like she buys multiple bags every time.
Tomato macaroni, it's basically just tomato, butter, salt, and pepper, but he loves it.
Tomato, butter, salt, and pepper. I just said tomato instead of tomato. Ugh. Almost as bad as the recipe sounds.
So the spices I needed, I got some sweet paprika and some onion powder.
Mm.
And these, each head of lettuce was also 75 cents. Look at the beautiful, huge head of lettuce. This is the
That's going to be the only green vegetable we see on her plate, which is like, I love greens, and she just puts them on the side on the table.
Biggest romaine I've ever seen. So, yeah, gonna be making a lot of salads also. So, and my hamster also loves lettuce. So yeah, I make him a little salad every day with his kibble. So that is the first round. So I'll be back for round 2. All right, guys. So here's round 2. We have.
I can see chia seeds, and that means she's on a diet health kick. Yeah? No! I accidentally just restarted the video, and now I have to find my place again.
We have some cornstarch or corn flour. We have some white chocolate covered mamul cookies.
The last time she bought these, she said they were for company, and we were all haters because they really are for company, and then she was eating them online. You want to buy them for yourself? Buy them for yourself, but don't bullshit me with the company business. We know where the chocolate bars went.
They're so good. Another box. We have some feta cheese and vegetable samosas. My cat's playing with the car.
I feel like I might have bought that brand the other day, but I didn't buy cheese. I bought a vegetable and I think a minced meat. Because I was going to my friends, we were having a little bit of a girls' night, and so I stuck them in my air fryer, hoping it would be okay because you're meant to deep fry them. Turns out it was not okay. They tasted fine, but they didn't brown up nicely. It was a mistake.
The grocery bags. We have some squares of cream cheese. They're kind of like Laughing Cow. These are my favorite. These chicken grillers are so cheap. Each chicken is like under $4 US and about $4 Canadian. And I love making gravies, stocks, anything with it. I love.
Sorry, I was trying to do the math in my head there. I was like, if it's $4 US, it's not going to be $4 Canadian, is it? And now I've just realised I don't really know the conversion rate well enough to call her on it.
Love it. I have some frozen broccoli because broccoli is one of my favorite vegetables.
Yes.
I have some dairy mix. I'm going to be doing some overnight oats to prepare some breakfast for suhoor.
Overnight oats. I see the chia seeds. We're hitting diet time. I think, potentially, aside from the argument thing, she might still have the idea of candor on her brain, and the fact that the journey went so badly for her last time, she thinks she can use Ramadan, when you're not meant to indulge yourself so much anyway, as kind of a diet for herself, and then she'll be more comfortable on the plane when she goes again. Because you've got to remember as well, she has to travel to reapply for a tourist visa, which I still believe she's on. So it's the 7th of March. She's got until, I think she flew back on the 3rd of April, so we might have a day either side, but it's not going to be more than that. So she's still going to have to travel somewhere. They might end up just driving over the border. She might end up flying. And right now, she cannot comfortably sit on a plane.
The meal we get to eat before we start fasting, as I've said, it's before Fajr, so we would eat around maybe close to 5 a.m., probably around 5 a.m. And then you're going to be fasting for the day until sundown. So, all right, and we have some vermicelli.
More pasta.
There's an Arab-style way of making rice. You kind of saute vermicelli until it gets browned. And then vermicelli is like a very small, fine noodle, okay? And then you add the rice and make like a rice mixed with the vermicelli. It's so delicious.
Rice and pasta.
Some chia seeds because I'm going to be adding them. They're very high in protein and soluble fiber, which is very good for your digestive tract, and they're very good if you're diabetic. The fiber in food prevents blood spiking.
Oh, Dr. Foodie's back in this hall.
Your, insulin prevents sugar spikes in your blood, I should say. So I'm trying to get more soluble fiber in my diet. I guess that was advised by a diabetic doctor. In case you're wondering.
In case you're wondering, we weren't wondering. We know you eat terribly for your diabetes. What did your doctor say about jam and bread and cheese for breakfast? What did your doctor say about the rice vermicelli mix you're currently contemplating making? There's a lot that could be said for what your doctor has said, and we have said it all to you. Don't sit there and be like, actually, my doctor told me. Well, have you considered listening to a few of the other things your doctor told you? I do realise I'm reading into her tone then, but I do think she's just being defensive because she was like, my doctor said that. Yeah, we wish you would follow what your doctor said more. Unfortunately, it's not the world we live in.
So we have another bottle of Vimto. I forgot to show you. We have some...
You know, they sell a sugar-free Vimto. She could have had instead.
Gelatin. Salon loves Jello, so... I had another jar of pasta sauce I forgot to show you guys. It's not very organized, sorry. The remaining spices I bought. So I have onion powder.
She bought onion powder from the other place.
Showed that already. Cinnamon
okay.
powder.
I should have waited.
Cassia. And these are dried pomegranate seeds.
Oh.
And in Persian food or Iranian rice, they use these a lot.
So she's just planning on making a dozen types of rice at the moment. I know that a lot of like the meat and rice dishes are very traditional, and I'm actually, if she gets down to making it, I'm looking forward to see her attempting to cook some traditional dishes. I think that's actually good content, and I'd be interested to know how far she gets with it. But she is just going to be choosing the worst things for herself. And with her trying to fast, it's just going to trigger her instinct to eat more when she can.
But I might sprinkle a few on top of some mahalabia as well.
I actually haven't tried dried pomegranate seeds, so I don't know what they're like as like a topping.
We also have some condensed milk. We have a little bitty pot of...
Again, brilliant for the diabetes.
Vanilla powder for baking and cooking stuff. We have no sugar added almond milk for the overnight oats.
I mean, it's good to make little changes like overnight oats, almond milk, nice healthy breakfast, chia seeds, all of the Instagrammable stuff. But if your other meal is going to be a ton of white rice and something with condensed milk, you're just ensuring that your blood sugar is going to go haywire.
Just prefer it for that kind of thing. We have some fabric softener. This is a local brand, I don't know.
Didn't she buy... Am I crazy, or did she buy packets of tomato paste last time she did her groceries, which was, what, a week ago at this point? She literally bought like an 8-pack or something. She needs more. How fast does she go through that stuff?
A reach. We have some mixed berry juice. These are
She bought juice as well.
Mixed types of like snacks, like chip snacks.
That she is going to eat.
And stuff.
Not for guests. That's all we're saying about those. Next live, we'll see her scarfing them.
We have some laban, which is like a dairy kind of yogurt drink. Flour oil, some sliced olives, add to salads.
70,000 pitas.
A whole bunch of bread has to go in the freezer. It's just
1,
a
2,
staple
3,
here
4,
for
5. Didn't she put it in the freezer? Oh, no, she put the tortillas in the freezer last time and then used them. Chances that she's really going to need to freeze that. Like, she's going to go through it quickly.
Some things, especially for Salah. I mean, I do eat it too, but...
Yes, she does. And before she tells you it's for Salah's breakfast, when we saw her eating herself, she had like 3 pitas there.
More juice. So these are the table covers we use.
More juice.
They're white, and you put them down when you're going to eat, if you're going to eat on a table, but...
They're plastic sheets. Move on.
Mostly if you're going to eat on the floor, which a lot of people at gatherings here, they eat on the ground, so... So I guess that's it. I'm going to go put these things away.
Okay, so she's got the meat, so she can do like a rice meat dish at one point. She does have the chickens, to be completely fair to her. What else has she got going with the 7 packets of bread, the 5 packets of pasta, and what was the other thing? And the packet of rice to go with the 5 or so kilos of rice she's got in the pantry. This is always my confusion when I look at her groceries. I'm like, what are you actually making with this? She's got some condensed milk, so she obviously wants to do like a dessert or 2 with them. But like, what else are you making?
Thank you for watching this haul. So everything total, I will put the prices here somewhere to show you the conversion.
210 Canadian, 150 US, 38 KD. That actually, like, it doesn't seem like well spent money, but considering what she's bought, it doesn't seem like as much money as I was necessarily thinking. But it feels wasteful because I don't think she'll get very much out of it. Like I said, I'm confused as to what she thinks she's making. However, when it comes to her potentially making cooking videos, she may tell us what the menu is going to be. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Almost like content. I am just going to double check though, because I do not trust her conversion abilities. Hopefully she just Googled it. To CAD. Okay, it says 38 Kuwaiti dinar is 166 Canadian. I was right to Google. I doubted myself, but I was right. So she said 210 Canadian and 156 US. 38 KD, 166 Canadian, and how much US? 123 US dollars. Never trust foodie math, even if it's only a Google away.
In American and Canadian, and in Kuwaiti dinar. Just a reminder, the Kuwaiti dinar is the highest valued currency in the world.
Just a reminder that foodie cannot math.
So it's, I think, about $4 to $1 Canadian. So like the other way around.
Google. Foodie really can't math, but I'm not about to convert in my head. Yeah, it's 4.38 Canadian dollars per dinar, which is 3.25 USD. I don't know how she got the numbers she got in this.
Like one Kuwaiti dinar is worth about $4 Canadian. A little less for US because the US dollar is stronger than Canadian dollar. So yeah, stay tuned. Ramadan is supposed to start, depending on the moon, but it's supposed to start the evening of the 10th of March. So coming up very soon in a few days, and I have to get my kitchen in order. I have to, reorganize my kitchen and make it conducive for doing some cooking because I'm going to be doing, iftars.
With your extensive social circle, yes, that pasta can't cook itself.
Dinners after the fast is over, and I'm going to try to cook as much as I can and make a lot of traditional dishes. And I want to make some things, maybe some mahalabia and pass it around to some neighbors around here and just try to give back a little bit.
Those poor neighbors. They have no idea the hygiene level of foodie.
And
imagine it's just a nice
so
gesture.
This is how we are going to start Ramadan off. We're going to be doing some cooking, and here's a lot of the ingredients I will need. Now, I might need a few other things, but they weren't on sale at the store we shopped at, so we might have to look elsewhere. But that's kind of how we do the shopping, to try to save money also on food.
She usually orders the shopping. That is what she usually does. She goes online and she orders it. It's fine that she does, but she goes online and she orders it. They're not driving around trying to find the best price. I will say though, it makes sense to do that here, kind of, because fuel is so cheap. You're not really wasting money on energy costs. Whereas I see sometimes people do it in other countries, and I always think, how much is that petrol costing you?
You kind of shop at different places that have different things on sale. And around Ramadan, there's a lot of sales, like Ramadan deals. You'll see them all over.
There really are. When you go into the supermarket, they've usually got a special area with, especially if it's non-food. They have parts for food, but they'll have a lot of like kitchen appliances and things like that on sale. So they'll have big areas that are like Ramadan markets, souks, that kind of thing, set up for special deals around this time.
The grocery stores, and by the way, in Arabic here we call the grocery store Jamia. They call them Jamia here. So yeah, I'm learning little words here and there.
Is that because people are having a go at?
So I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited, especially to make my own grape leaves.
I was going to ask, why are you nervous? But okay, I mean, it's worth a try. And like I say, I don't hate the cooking content. Like, it's content, which is nice.
Guys, I've never done that, but I found some yummy recipes, and I'm going to try to follow them as well. But a lot of the staple foods for Ramadan, the vimto is a staple, and you have the sambusa, and you also have the mamul. So basically dates and biscuits made with dates, mamul, is very popular for Ramadan foods.
That is true, but it's because there's a belief that the dates are healthy. Like when you're breaking a fast, it's a healthy way to break them. And like, I'm not saying that people don't eat date biscuits. Of course they do. Like Saudi Arabia is really well known for mammal. But the things I've actually got one in my kitchen. The things that I see look different from that. Because usually you have a couple of dates, or if you see like an iftar set in a restaurant, because restaurants get super busy right as the fast is going to break, they'll include like a few dates at the beginning for you. Give me a sec. So this is the kind of thing, they had a display of them, so I bought some. These are nut-filled dates, so the stone's been taken out, and these ones are cashew. They had cashew and they had almond. So you like break your fast with one of these. You can just have a plain date as well, one or two of these, and then you start eating. Mamal's perfectly fine for, you know, when she gives full-size chocolate bars and she's like, oh, it's for guests. This is a more appropriate thing, especially if they're individually wrapped or whatever, but she's still going to be the one to eat them. Like, that's the reason it's there. It's not for Ramadan, it's for her.
And also Arabic desserts like mahalabia. That's why you see a lot of things on sale, such as, you know, vanilla powders, cornstarch, corn flour, milks, and stuff like that.
Around Valentine's Day, even though, like, officially people don't celebrate here, but you saw clothing stores had, like Western clothing stores had like an area that had lots of pink clothes, and the supermarkets, like cake mixes were all on sale, like the Betty Crocker stuff, particularly chocolate cakes.
So a lot of people make those things. All right, guys, so I guess that's it for now. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. Please give me a like and a comment. I always appreciate it. Take care.
Bye. Okay, that's all it is. It's a little grocery haul, nothing unexpected there. But we will see Chantal going into her second Ramadan, how that goes for everybody. Okay, so that's all it really is, just a grocery haul. I'm still puzzled as to her menu. I think it would be really nice if she would make a list and show us. Be too much like a plan, she'd hate it, but you know, might just drum up a little bit of interest. But we'll see her attempt it at the very least. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave you there. As I say, we're fingers crossed, inshallah, for the 3-day weekend, and hopefully that it's not at the cost of anything too terrible, that no one gets hurt. So I will probably be around this weekend. I'm hoping, and this is a worry, that the storm isn't going to knock the internet out. If it doesn't, I will try and do some updates over the weekend. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.